All right, what's up, people? Uh, my name is O'Brien Littlejohn. Call me Massa, OB. I'm a Raiders fan, as you can see, living in South Carolina. Uh, Basically, this first little video is going to talk about the first couple chapters of um, the real estate unit one prep or studying or whatever you want to call it. Uh, like I said, I just finished the first three chapters. It's pretty simple. I feel real confident right now. I really don't have any negative things to say. I'm using Real Estate Express. It's a really good tool. I would suggest Real Estate Express. I'm going online. South Carolina offers online studying. I've heard that a lot of states don't allow online studying, but it's kind of good in a way because I can go at my own pace. I don't have to go somewhere at 8 o'clock and stay there till 5 o'clock. I got kids, so I have to go get my son in a minute out of house out of school. So it kind of helps me out. I can go at my own pace. I don't have to worry about listening to a monotone type teacher. Um, I'm very confident so far with my studying. The way it spread out is I've seen I think 38 or 30 38 or 37 chapters total in the study curriculum, I guess that's what you want to call it, in the curriculum. But in each chapter there are sub chapters, which I'm assuming those are actual pages, but they're labeled as chapters. The first three chapters there were around 35-ish pages each, and it breaks it down like after you read the first 6 or 7 pages, it gives you a kind of a 4 question quiz, and you have to actually write down what the answers are. It's not multiple choice um, like it would be on the exam. So it kind of helps you out because you have to remember exactly what's going on, and I think that's beneficial. So that happens like every 8 or 9 pages or so, and then at the end of the chapter you have the quiz, the chapter quiz. But before the chapter quiz, it gives you a chapter overview, and that chapter overview it goes over exactly in detail what you went over, or it's basically a summary of the entire chapter. And then once you take the chapter quiz, you have to make an 80 on the chapter quiz before you can go to the next chapter. That's why I didn't tell you in chapter 4 how many uh, pages or sub chapters are in that, because I really don't know. Well, I actually do. It's 80. It's a fucking lot. It's a lot of chapters and or a lot of pages in that. It kind of caught me by surprise. I figured all of them have around 35 to 40 pages, but that one's 80. But you cannot go to the next chapter until you make an 80 on the end of chapter quiz. And it's kind of beneficial because if you make a 60, you can't just say, okay, well, I get it later on. Nah, they want you to make an 80, so you know what exactly what they want you to learn. But I haven't like I said, I've only done 3 chapters, but I haven't failed any of them. I've made the 85, 87 on all of them so far. So I mean, I feel like I'm retaining the information pretty good. Um, so the first chapter is dealing with basic vocabulary. It's a lot of vocabulary, a lot of things you have to remember. Then the second chapter is hell, I can't even remember. If I was to see it, I would tell you. And the third chapter I just got finished with is talking about like um, condominiums and timeshares and things of that nature. But it's pretty exciting, man. I'm kind of excited to do this. Um, I quit my job before Christmas, so that was a shocker to me and my wife. I wasn't feeling it, um, it was just I'd rather work for myself and make myself money than to work for another company and make that company money. You know what I'm saying? So having I was a manager at a kind of a production company, and I didn't feel like I wasn't appreciated. You know, at the company that I was at when I first got there, the company was in the hole over $1.6 million. And then when I took over, when I started doing my job, I brought them down to $10,000. I actually got them down to $2,000 on being in the hole. So I did my job pretty good, but I guess I did it too good, too fast, because it only took me 6, 7 months to do that. And once that happened, they started their true colors came out, like with my peers. And I was the youngest one out of 15, 16 people, 15, 16 managers. I was the youngest. I'm 31 years old, and I was in a manager position at a company that's been around for 25, almost 26 years now. And I was the youngest one by, I would say, 10, 15 years. I'm 31, and I think the next youngest person was like around 43, 44, if that. I think Jamie was like 40, 44, 45, something like that. But that's why I had to do what I had to do. I was in IT before I done this. I enjoyed IT. I was an Oracle DBA. I enjoyed that, but I really wanted to do what I wanted to do. I interact with people really well. I have a great personality, so I feel like, not to tell y'all about me, but I feel like this would benefit me and my family in the long run. I feel like I can get on a good start. I have a plan set out, what I want to do, when I want to do it. I have a schedule. I want to do this at a certain amount of time. So I actually started yesterday, had a webinar, read the first chapter, and I had the webinar with the school. Um, that lasted longer than I expected. I expected to finish the first 3 chapters yesterday, so I'm kind of behind right now. So I'm gonna finish up today. Um, yeah, man, let's go. Right now, I don't have a scheduled date for when I want to take my test, my exam, but I'm shooting for the middle of February. Um, so, yeah, I have any suggestions, any kind of pointers or tips that you want to give me, I'm open. Um, I'm open to suggestions. Like I said, I've never done this before. This is my first time ever doing this, so I'm kind of nervous, kind of overwhelmed, especially with the finance situation. I got a couple of dollars saved up, but I need this. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get this. This has to be my livelihood. This is my livelihood. This will be my livelihood. You know, this has to work, because if it don't work, then shit, we ain't gonna have this house no more. I ain't gonna have my car no more. My wife ain't gonna have a Jeep no more. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna have no insurance and all that good stuff. Can't buy my kids clothes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put in the work. Uh, if y'all got any suggestions, if y'all watch this video, uh, comment. I'm gonna try to do this every other day. Probably won't do it every day because we don't like talking, so probably won't do this every day. But yeah.